Hi friends, so after covering the package configurations, logging, uh, expressions, we have seen all these things in a past couple of videos and we have learned about each of them. So this session actually is kind of a template of a requirement of a feed where the requirement is to generate the employee data or export the employee data to a production directory. So when you are given a very simple feed, this is employee data of we'll call the server as a development server of and then we have the same table in production. We will see this, consider this as production as on a different server, and we would like to generate or create a feed as a developer to export this data to a text file. So if this is the requirement, how would we go about standardizing the feed, because we want the logging solution and also we want the package configurations so that there is a minimum amount of change when we try to deploy the package or run the package against development environment and the production environment. So in short, this will be a template on the whole which will cover package configurations, logging, and not to say this will be done through expressions. So let's start taking a look what have we in place here. In the last session we had seen a very simple logging template that I had created. This is just a add-on to that. So this, in this package, what we have here is a data flow task, and this data flow task exports data for the employee table to a flat file destination. Now the requirement is I have created a folder and in my B drive, and in this path I have created two folders, which is the directory. So this is a development directory and this is a production directory. So when you are running this SSIS package, if it is deployed in production, you would want the text file to be deployed in the production path, and the staging or the development file can be tested against in this folder. So this we in this session what we have here is I have created in this package, I've created a file, a variable which is pointed to the generate file directory or the directory where you would want to, as developers, when you're developing this solution, you would point this to your development environment. So what I have done in the connection manager you would see is, if you check the expressions, so it is taking the value from the directory which is pointing to the development path and the text file that you would the name of the text file in the way you would want to generate. So that's it, and we have the source OLEDB connection manager. So for this also what we have is a variable data connection which is mapped to the connection string through this variable. So this is the connection string that has been provided. Currently again this is pointing to the what we call a synonymous of a dev server. So that's the two variables that you would want. Now coming back to the logging portion is the same as it was in the last video. We have just used the same concept. Apart from that, what we have added is a package configuration. So the package configuration, if you look at what we have in place, is the values of the variables var data connection and the var generate file directory values have been mapped to have been fed to the SSIS configurations table with a configuration filter. So if we go at the back end and we check, this is supposedly our SSIS configuration table, and these are the values that have been mapped with the configuration filter. So if you look at the configuration value is the pointing to the dev directory, and the connection manager is pointing to the dev server instance. Now what we have, once you are you have completed your deployment, or the development of your package, you have to create this. This table will be there in your production environment also. So you just need to insert two records, but the records will now be different, and in a way they will be pointing to the production directory and to the production server. So if you see that this is pointing to the production directory, and the server instance is also different. So this server that you see, it is pointing to the second instance, which I am calling the production instance for the sake of teaching. So if you see here, the server is different. So what I am trying to say is, you will have to simply insert the records in the production, and the package configurations will automatically pick the change. So if you look here, we have mapped these two values, the values of the var data connection, if you see, and then what we have is the value of generate file directory. That's it. So we have mapped these two things. Then the next thing is, we have created a variable which is var logging and config server. So this is actually a little change that we have made in terms of your configuration table, that is your SSIS configuration table, and your log tables, feed log tables, and will be present in a database. So we just calling it with the server. We are just using the same database and everything, but the only point of change is the connection that we are using. We are mapping the server name through a variable. So if you look at, the server name is being mapped through a variable var logging config server. So this is currently pointing to the dev server as a part of development. Now the attempt is simple. When you are trying to run this package in the development environment, you would simply point to the server of production, and the rest of the things will be taken care from there, because your logging connection will be picked up, the server will be picked up from this server's values, and also the configurations that you are trying to check will be picked up from here, from the server that you specify. So again, if you remember, we will be trying to use we'll try to use the set parameter, and through which it will be very easy for us to set the production and the development servers. So that is the attempt. Let's see, when we run this package against, when we run this package by default, so it will be running against the development server. If so, when we run this, for your information, I have kept the package here on the B drive, and we are running this package after development. So this package has run. So by default, this should generate a file at the employee at the dev path. So this file has been generated, and this data that we see is of the development instance. So this is the development instance, and we are able to see the data that is generated of the employee details are generated from the development instance. So the configuration and loggings, we are sure that the configuration have been picked up from the dev environment. Let's see the logs also. Right, so the logging has also taken place at your development instance only. The production should not have been touched at all. So there is nothing in the production environment. So next, if we just try to redirect, this was the development instance, and the next thing that we will try to do is, we will try to set the package variable for var logging config server and point it to the new server or the production instance of the server. So we are just trying to say, please use the package configurations from the production instance, and also log at the production instance, and also since the package configurations will be used from the production instance, automatically the file will be generated and every other details will take place from against this connection, right? So if we run this package, what we would see is the data has been generated the prod directory, and the data also synchronizes with the production data. So that's what you see here, and the logging also will take place at the production server only against the database. So I mean, what I have built here is a very simple custom logging tool with enabled with package configurations, in which there will be a simple change. I mean, the dt exec command, you can use this command and run the data from a SQL job. Also, you can create a SQL job and for a development instance and a production instance on the server, and run it against the server that you would want to. So if you see the command, it is as simple. You're simply trying to override the server used in the package configurations. Once you override it, automatically the package configuration involved, values involved in the package configuration will be picked up, and accordingly the entire package will run against the package configurations. So I hope this is the last video. I mean, this is the supreme video for custom logging and package configurations in the most simple yet robust way. We are using the SQL Server configurations table, which is the most apt and suitable, and we are using the set variables to identify the server that we want to run against. So there is as a developer, there is not much of a headache in trying to identify your staging, or in trying to identify your production environment. You create a package, and whenever you are running against, you can run against this, specify the server you are running against, and the entire thing will be taken care. It will run against the production, it will run against the development environment. So I really hope this effort or initiative of generating this kind of a template is helpful to you, and you follow something like this, which requires a simple piece of information for your package, and the package runs against the environment independently without any sort of changes. Thank you friends, have a great day.